loves, it's your girl Kay, and I'm back here with another video. You know what I'm about to do is slay, okay, period. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Leave comments down below, tell me what you guys are thinking, and don't forget to click that bell so when you know I post a new video. Okay, so today's video, basically I'm just gonna be telling you guys like my whole experience on being a military girlfriend. This is a girl talk 101, being a military girlfriend. Okay, we gonna have a talk. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys the tea and everything, because there is girls out here who want to be a military girlfriend. There's girls out here who want to know what it's like to be a military girlfriend. There's girls out here who are like iffy about being a military girlfriend. It's a lot of questions, it's a lot of concerns, and it's okay because your girl is here to give it to you, to give you the rundown, to let you know what's up. Okay, so the number one question that everyone usually asks me when they tell me like, oh, how it is being a military girlfriend is, one, how do you go so long without communicating? Now, let me tell y'all. So I'm still learning myself. I'm not like a super duper pro at being a military girlfriend, and no one's ever gonna be a pro at being a military girlfriend. But what I will say is, when he goes to boot camp or when he goes to training, there's absolutely no communication whatsoever. When I mean there's absolutely no communication, there's no communication. Boot camp goes for 8 to 9 weeks, okay? And basically that's 2 months. So during the 2 months that he will be down there, which is in Chicago, the Navy boot camp is in Chicago. It's located in Great Lake, Chicago. So when he goes down to boot camp for those 8-9 weeks, there is no communication. There's no cell phone, there's no laptop, there's no FaceTime, there's no nothing. The only 2 types of communication that you may get is, one, mail. Let me show y'all what the mail looks like. Oh, this is what the mail looks like, okay? You'll get mail, and 2, a phone call here and there. Usually they say that you only get 2 phone calls. 1 phone call is when he lets you know that he has arrived, and then the second phone call towards the end of his training is when he lets you know that he is graduating. There's no type of communication. You only get mail, and you technically only get 2 phone calls. So for me, communication, I mean, honestly, it was most definitely hard. Like, there has been times where I woke up in the morning and like I expected like a text or a call, or you know, things like that, when you talk to someone for so long and then like everything is just like stops. It's kind of hard to adjust to get used to. So I mean, for me, honestly, like, I mean, my experience is a little bit different because, as you guys know, your girl was focusing on herself. So, you know, really communicating and things like that was part of, it was kind of a downfall, but it wasn't a total downfall, because I understand and I knew the circumstance and I obviously had no control. It wasn't like he chose to not talk to me or he chose to not text me. He didn't have a choice. The moment he got there, his phone was taken away. So it's like, for the both of us, it's just something that we just have to deal with. I will say, if you are a type of girl that needs the communication, needs the affection, needs the hugs, the kisses, you need to see your partner 24/7 within a week, a day, an hour, a month, a year, then this is not for you. Because any woman would tell you that's dating or married to a military man, distance, long distance is a huge factor in your relationship. Sometimes your partner may be gone for 6 months, sometimes your partner may be gone for almost a year. As far as seeing them, now you may be able to still communicate with them, you still may be able to talk to them, things like that, except for boot camp. But distance does play a big factor. You may not see your partner like you want to, but you'll still be able to communicate with them, if that makes sense. So yeah, back to what I was saying about that. That's the only time you won't be able to communicate with your partner, is during boot camp. Okay, other than that, outside of that, once he graduates, of course y'all be able to FaceTime, text, do whatever. It depends on who you're dating. Sometimes they go to school, sometimes they get deployed. It just depends on who you're dating. But for me, for my man, I know when he graduates, we're gonna be able to communicate and things like that. So yeah. Another thing that people used to ask me all the time is what made me want to still be with him, knowing that he wanted to be in the military. I would say for me, from my experience, when me and my boyfriend started dating in the beginning, he told me from the jump, like, listen, before things get serious, before, you know, things get a little, you know, before we start saying I love yous and we, you know what I'm saying, like, it's very clear we're both into each other, but before we take it to the next level, I just want to tell you that, you know, and he told me that he was thinking about going to serve, and he most likely was gonna go through it. For me, at first, I was shocked, I was mad, I was confused, I had a lot of emotions, okay, because for one, I never thought I would have been dating someone that wanted to serve. That's for one. I never envisioned that ever in my life. For two, we just started dating. He's actually a great guy. Like, he treats me well, he understands me, this relationship is not toxic, and here he comes telling me that he wants to serve. Like, that was just something that I just couldn't swallow. Like, it was a hard pill to swallow. But I will say is, it's to each his own, and it's depending on the relationship. If you do see yourself being with the person that you're with for the rest of your lives or in the future, then you will have to make some sacrifices, and you will have to, if you still want to be with that person, you'll do whatever it takes to make it work. Girl. For me, when he told me, I already knew from the jump. So now that we have been dating for almost a year, like, for me, I have no excuses to why, if I don't want to be with him no more, if I can't handle it, because I had 6 months, 5 months, 4 months, 8 months, 7, not even 8 to 7 months, because basically, baby, like, nah. His ship date was in November, and he told me back in February of last year, of 2020. So, like, I had all the time in the world to let him know, like, hey, listen, I don't think I could do this. And he's told me plenty of times. But that's one thing, too, you also have to keep in mind, that for me, my boyfriend, he's never made it mandatory for me to still be with him. He understood the situation, the circumstances. Like, it's not for everyone. He told me his opinion of how he felt. I stated my opinion how I felt. He never once told me that, like, he didn't want to still be with me, but, you know, things happen, and if I can't handle it, if it ain't for me, it ain't for me. At the end of the day, this is something that he still wants to do, and it's not for everyone. So he made it very clear. For me, I mean, what made me decide to stay is, I don't know, I really, really loved him. I really loved our bond, our relationship. I had so much respect for him being willing to serve the country. And, like, he needed, like, I know that, like, he needed someone to be by his side, especially at the very beginning. So for me, my thing was, in the beginning, was that I was going to try it out and to see how it works. And if it worked, it worked. If it didn't, then it didn't. But I was willing to give it a try. Most women were like, hell nah, I ain't doing that. That ain't for me. Like, But, I mean, I was very open-minded. I know once he told me, like, I was like, at first, he wanted to talk about it and hear my thoughts and see where my head was, and I honestly had no words. I was speechless. Like, y'all gotta remember, in the beginning, like, we just started dating fresh. Like, we just started dating. Corona just happened. So, it's like, I didn't even have a moment to really just sit down to really think and really understand what just happened. So, you know, once I figured that all out, you know, then when I started to like really voice my opinion and really tell him what was going on, he wasn't really all for it. He was more or less of like, I will cross that bridge when we get there, this and the third. And then when time got close, that's when it was like, baby, like, all right, this is crazy. But I mean, that's really what made me decide to just go through it. Like, I knew he's gonna be my husband. I know he's gonna be the man of my children. Like, I just know we're meant to be with each other. So for me, whatever it takes. If, listen, being in a relationship, you have to compromise. So that means if him traveling to all these different states means that at the end of the day I get to have his last name, then so be it, okay? Another question people kept asking me was like, have I ever done long distance? I only done long distance one time in the past in my relationship. I've done long distance like just once, but it didn't work out. But it didn't work out because like that whole relationship was toxic. But I mean, I'm a type of person where I'm not really off the bat affectionate person. Like, I'm not too clingy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm very affectionate, but I'm not like clingy. Like, I'm not the type of person that needs hugs, kisses, things like that 24/7 every single day. Like, I can be fine. Like, I don't have to see my partner every day. Like, I mean, I love to see, like, of who wouldn't want to see their boyfriend every day. Like, if he, like, of course I see my boyfriend every day and I'd be happy and I'd be excited. But if he didn't come for a day or 2 or 3 days or 5 days or 2 weeks, like, I wouldn't be pressed, I wouldn't be upset, I wouldn't be angry. Like, I'm just not that type of girl. So long distance, I honestly could have seen myself do long distance, because I'm just not that type of person. Like, I have a lot of friends who they need hugs, they need kisses, they need affection, they need to see their man every day 24/7, and I'm not that type of person. I can go days, weeks without seeing him and I'll be fine. Like, FaceTime call, text messages are perfectly fine with me, and I'll be good. So the fact that he was gonna be in Chicago for 2 months, I focused on me. I figured out what things I want to do, what things I don't want to do. I figured out things that I want to change for myself in the new year. I focused on my bugs. Like, I usually took that time to literally focus on me, things that I needed to work on in my relationship, me as a woman, me as an individual, things that I need to do moving forward. So for me, I thought it was perfect. You know, he gone, he focusing on him, he doing what he need to do, and moi, I'm focused on me, and it gave me enough time and room to focus on what I wanted to focus on. So for me, long distance wasn't an issue. It wasn't a problem. It really wasn't an issue. Like, I was cool with it. Let me see. I'm trying to think. It's crazy because, like, before I thought about recording this, I had all these questions in mind. People kept asking me, and now that I'm on camera, I'm like blank. Let me see. Somebody asked me would I ever recommend this type of lifestyle to anyone. I wouldn't say this lifestyle is supposed to be recommended. I just think it depends on the person and the situation. What I will say is that if you are dating someone who is thinking about serving as a girlfriend, a wife, someone you're talking to that you potentially see seriously, a potential girlfriend, a potential boyfriend, what I would say is you always want to encourage them. You never want to discourage them. So I was always the person, even though at the time, if I didn't know necessarily what I wanted to do in our relationship, I always made sure that he was good. As much as I didn't want him to leave, as much as I didn't want him to go away for a long time, not speaking, not seeing him, I had to be the supportive girlfriend and let him know, like, hey, listen, you got this, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be great, I'm gonna be here, I'm not going nowhere. Like, do what you have to do. It's not for everybody. You gotta have a tough skin for it. You have to have a tough skin to serve, and you have to have a tough skin being with someone who is serving. At the end of the day, you just have to be a supporting girlfriend and a supporting boyfriend, because that's what you're there for. You're there to support them. If you can sacrifice little things and take risk, by all means, do it. You have a living proof, baby. You have a person sitting here looking right at you that is living the truth, in the truth right now. It's okay. Like, it's not for everyone. You're not a terrible person if you can't do it. Like, it's just not for everyone. I just happen to be one of those girls that can. And it's okay. Maybe down the line, you may think you are one and you didn't think you could be one. It's all up to you. But I hope this video helped you girls out if you were thinking about dating a military man and how it is to be a military man. But I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Smooches.